Kumbhaka is one of the more powerful processes in yoga, I find, because it can be used synergistically. It's very easy to interweave it within different pranayama practices as well as asana, whether it's asana for a seated meditation or even more of like a vinyasa style or like a hot style practice. So Kumbhaka can be used and it's very subtle, right? No one knows you're holding your breath. So much so that I'm not going to hold my breath during this video either. So that's a good thing, right? Kumbha quite literally means pot in yoga. And what that references is the trunk of your body. So it is a trunk. So it's a pot. And that pot is where we want to contain raw energy, your prana. Now, there are 3 different types of Kumbhaka with a little asterisk. So bear with me. The first type is called Baya, Baya Kumbhaka, which literally means holding your breath out. So if I was to exhale completely, my lungs would eventually be empty when I'm done talking, and I would hold. And then I breathe, right? When I'm holding it and my lungs are empty, that's called Baya. I remember it because it's like Baya, bye breath. So that's the easiest way to remember that. There's no test in this. You don't have to know that, but it helps me remember it. The next one is called Abhyantara, a little bit better. And that's where you hold your breath in. So if I fill my lungs completely and then hold my breath, Abhyantara. And then the third type. The third type has kind of, and this is the reason for the asterisk, is that it has like 2 different stages, if you will. The third type is called Kavala. Now, Kavala Kumbhaka is when you can you hold your breath at will. So it doesn't have to be when it's empty or when it's full. It's kind of like in between and when it feels right. Okay, that's kind of like level 1, if you will. And then it's said that the second level happens where it happens spontaneously and meaningfully. So often during a meditation practice where you're kind of in more of a meditative state and the breath is calm and subtle, but at the same time, in order to calm it further, you can create periods of time where there's no breath at all. And that eases the meditation further and deepens it from a practical standpoint. So that's it. Kumbhaka is really powerful. And there's not a lot to it other than one little thing that I want to give you is that when you're using Kumbhaka, I find that when you fill your lungs or when you empty them, doesn't really matter, when you find the peak or the valley of your breath, you'll swallow your saliva. And that helps kind of like seal your throat in a natural way. And just swallowing saliva does. And so if I was to breathe in, and there's just this little gulp. And then breathe out, right? And you could do the same thing on the bottom. I said I wasn't going to hold my breath during this video, but I did anyways. The last thing that I wanted to throw out there is that Kumbhaka has this really wonderful ability to kind of prepare yourself for using other locks. And so as we start using the other bandhas of your system, you'll find that using a little Kumbhaka throughout your practice is going to help you kind of like prep that